Hey, what's up? I'm Marjack79 here, and we are here today to help Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts announce the release of Nail, the Lone Namekian Warrior. Very excited. I did not see this one coming at all. I figured Tamashii Nations was still stuck on Dragon Ball Daima. We were going to get at least another 10 Daima figures before they tried to move back to Dragon Ball Z. So this is definitely a shade of fresh air and some sunshine, if I do say so myself. A lot of people are trying to say that they're not really excited about this one. It's going to be $80. That's a little bit expensive for Nail. He's definitely not the most popular character. A lesser secondary character for sure. But this is one, for me specifically, he had some quality airtime within the show. And he was kind of the first one that fought First Form Frieza and really showcased what First Form Frieza was kind of made of without, from like a kung fu standpoint. He was like the first one that Frieza put his hands on, where everybody else up until that point, Frieza simply like either blew his breath or just made them explode with his ki. Nail was the first one that he actually put his hands on within like a fighting sense. Put that boy, grabbed onto him and punched his fingertips into his arm and just ripped his arm straight out. Definitely, speaking of that, that's one of the biggest draw that I noticed with this Nail action figure as well. It's the first time that we see a Namekian character be able to get like the extension of the regeneration. That was kind of the first time that we see it in the Namekian saga. Obviously not the first time that we know that Namek can regenerate their limbs, but definitely the first time that we kind of see it within the Namekian saga. So that's really cool. I think that's definitely the biggest draw from me. If I get this figure, which I'm most likely going to get it, that is definitely how I plan on displaying my Nail for sure. Also like that he comes with like two different versions to pose him. His little sash that he wears over top when he's kind of in his chill mode, that is removable if you want to get him into like his fighting pose or whatever. So looks like that's going to be able to be taken off with not really any issue. Then also it looks like he poses quite well with the First Form Frieza as well. We run into that issue with SH Figuarts a lot, where a lot of the characters just don't scale well together. So it looks like this one they built specifically to scale well with First Form Frieza. So that makes sense, especially since, he's the only character that he really fought within the manga and the anime. So very happy to see that. And here's our pose of him shooting out his arm after Frieza rips it off. I kind of like the glowy green, like he still got the slime or like his blood on the arm there. That's a really nice effect. I am curious to see, I wonder if you'll be able to switch that arm out and maybe put it on a Piccolo as well. I'm sure some people would be interested in that as well. So I'm definitely happy that SH Figuarts is doing this with this character for sure. And then of course we pose him with the Piccolo as well to kind of showcase just the different kind of posability as well. Obviously we know that his fight with Frieza did not end well. He was near death, and Piccolo came to his aid once he arrived on Namek, and they fused together to make a stronger warrior. So definitely some iconic scenes going on here. I would definitely put more emphasis on getting this one than the QE or some other characters that we've seen get released from this saga. So release date starts tomorrow, actually, April the 4th. It's going to be $80, but that's just on the Tamashii website. After the shipping and the fees and whatnot, it's probably going to be like $94, $95 or so. So definitely a must buy for me, if I'm being completely honest. I haven't put down, I feel like, a pre-order for a Dragon Ball figure, a Dragon Ball Z figure in quite some time. So, this one just came out of the left blue sky. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would still rather see a Kid Buu or, a Goten and Trunks get released. But I'm excited to see now. I really am. It makes me happy. So while I got your attention, I might as well use this opportunity to express my excitement for the Bully Maguire figure that got announced for Marvel Legends. His pre-order actually starts today. For those that don't know, this is the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man within the black suit with the Venom symbiote from Spider-Man 3. Very, very excited to get this one in. This is a cult classic for sure. Definitely not the most popular Spider-Man movie. Definitely not my favorite rendition of Venom, if I do say so myself. But it's just something about this specific version of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man that has developed a cult following. and being able to get this action figure into my collection just makes me a happy boy. Now, I have not put my pre-order in for it yet. I think at the timing of this recording, it has not went live yet, but I can assure you when it goes live, we will definitely put our pre-order in for that. Looks like it comes with numerous styles of posability. Looks like typical with your Spider-Man figures from Marvel Legends. Then also looks like he also comes with like the Venom kind of side piece head that kind of sticks out a little bit from your Bully Maguire side piece head. So that's pretty cool for sure. I don't know if I'm myself going to specifically pose him like that, but the options to be able to pose him like that is definitely appreciated. Like I said, this pre-order starts today. I actually had the recording of this video. I'm not sure on the price. Usually, the HasLab Marvel Legends, they range from like 25 to 30 to 40. If I had to take an educated guess, this is probably going to be like $35. No, it's just the name of the game right now. It's kind of expensive, honestly, for a Marvel Legend, but I mean, that's just what they're costing these days, man. So just got to get your bread up and make sure you're ready, if specifically if you want this figure or character added to your collection. Am I happy about all the price raises that we've been seeing in the last 5-6 years? No, but I mean, it's just how society works, man. You just got to get your money up if you want to, maintain a status within this collecting game. It's just how it's been for the last, at least as long as I've been doing it. So it sucks, but it's life. Also, another figure news, we have some announcements for some new Thunderbolt figures. Of course, we got Yolanda. This is kind of the unofficial name star of this movie. We also got a Sentry as well. He's looking pretty cool. For me personally, though, I'm not putting my pre-order down for these figures yet. I would like to see the movie first. If you've been following my channel for quite some time, I just don't buy figures like that all willy-nilly, especially off of properties that I have not seen. I'm sure the movie is going to be cool. Hopefully, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has had some stinkers in the past few years here. Hopefully the Thunderbolts is on the side of it being decent. So once we actually see the movie, then we'll decide whether or not we're going to add these figures to the collection. Yeah. I know as an action figure guru or guy, I should talk about this Maximum Hulk that everybody is crying about, how Anthony's Customs put out a video kind of just talking about the pictures of it, and I saw some collectors absolutely lose their minds. Personally for me, I just don't care. I don't plan on buying it anyways. So for me, it's just like, whatever, bro. I'm just not interested in it anyway. So why even put myself through that, chaos and carnage? But the comments that I've been seeing, it's just, his breast titties are soft, so I don't want it. I mean, people who want it are going to get it, and people who don't want it are not going to get it. I mean, I don't know why it's such a huge topic of discussion, but, here we are in 2025. I guess, if we're going to argue about something as action figure collectors, we just have to have something to fight about, I guess. I don't know. I just find it hilarious. And that should about wrap us up for this one. So, like I said, we're definitely going to pick up the Nail for a pre-order. Like I said, that comes out tomorrow, so make sure your wallets are ready. I don't see Nail selling out anytime during the duration of while he's throughout his pre-order window. So it's usually about 3 months. So just make sure you get your bread up for that so that you don't miss out on them and have to pay those crazy secondary prices. Definitely plan on getting Bully Maguire as well. He should be available on all of your major action figure sites. I think I'm going to stick with Hasbro Pulse. That's just me personally. And yeah, that should about do it, man. So as always, if you appreciated this little rundown of action figure news, you know what to do. Hit that like button. If you wouldn't mind, tell me in the comment section of what you're excited about, what you're going to pre-order from this list of action figures. That helps the video grow, that helps get more eyes on it with the engagement, and that helps the channel grow. So I'd really appreciate that, man. So if you want to see more content just like this, you know what to do. You can hit that subscribe button. You can follow me at youtube.com/SmartJack79. I am also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, my friends, thank you guys for the support, and I will see y'all on the next one. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.